Welcome to the SKT Uncut channel. This is going to be a video of Mark from Mobile Vehicle Weighing WA giving us a masterclass on all the misconceptions, stuff people get wrong, and why 9 out of 10 people actually illegally are driving overweight around Australia. Now, it's something that we all have to think about, and Mark drops some absolute bombs in this, and the stuff you read on Facebook and all these other social media platforms, half the time, well, a lot of the time, out of 10 it's not true. So Mark clears a lot of that up and gives you guys some really practical tips. But if you have come from the main channel, you would have seen the Superduty getting weighed. We are the first ones to weigh a Superduty in this whole country, which we're really happy about. The results are pretty cool, but we did uncover a few little issues, such as, you know, the car squatting down with a 300 kilo ball weight. So the steering was already light. When you tow, it's even lighter, and then imagine if you put 450 of ball weight and a canopy on it, it's going to be doing a wheelie. So big issue there. But if you do want to skip to the end of the video, that's where Mark's dropping all these bombs, and he even talks about the worst ever weighing situation he's ever had. And I'll let you try to guess what vehicle it is. Someone in the Land Cruiser community has let us down big time, and that's a cool story to hear as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, let Mark take it away. Rightio guys, we're in the Extreme X here. It's a flash van. It's a full-size van, this one. And we've just finished weighing with Mark. And we're sorry to say, but we're well overweight, aren't we, Mark? Just joking.
You've caught me. No, you're well under.
Yeah, so we're going to run through the weights now. It's pretty surprising, eh?
It is. I mean, the Superduty is pretty much at tear, but with passengers. So there's stuff to add on to that payload, and the same as the van. I know we've got some stuff in the front boot, but you need to pack the thing. But I'll go through the report. But there's plenty of margin for everything. Yeah, and at the end of the video, obviously we only got the van up to 3.5 ton, and that's with full water tanks, full grey tank, all that soil and your potting mix in the front of the van. We tried our best to beef this up. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our hands on a van that weighed more, but it shows how much payload this has. But what we can do at the end of this video, stay tuned, we're going to be showing you guys the simulation on 4.5 ton, and we're going to give you the exact amount of payload in that Superduty at tear weight with 2 passengers, and how much stuff you can load on if you do plan on towing 4.5 ton with one of these things, because I think that's one of the most important factors that we need to go through today. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to be showing you that. So good. What are we looking at here? It's a lot of numbers. What we do, we print our reports up. A lot of people handwrite them, but we've got a nice printed report. After the weigh's done, we sit down and I go through all the figures to make sure that the owners understand what we've done. So I'm going to do that with Keelan. So Keelan, we start with the Caravan.
Okay.
The van came in ATM. You're rated at 4.5. The van came in at 3,715. So that gives you a payload, additional payload of 785.
And that, keeping in mind, that's full water tanks.
Imagine that, full water tanks,
full grey water,
amount of water,
heap of soil in the front. That's all done. So that's
400 kilos of water.
Yeah,
including the grey we filled.
Yeah,
to get some weight into it. But yeah, 785. If you can put that in a van
with clothes,
you're doing pretty bloody well.
Our coffee machine does weigh a little bit, but saying that, that's a lot of Sarah's clothes in there. That's a few surfboards as well, I'd say.
And a lot of shoes, a lot of beer and alcohol. Sarah, so.
Don't worry, that's plenty of that.
Yeah, sure it's not tear, but we have got stuff in it. Yeah, but 785 is pretty good.
Amazing.
Not unsurprising with a 4.5 ton ATM. So 785. I'll go to the travel height. We like to get the van nicely profiled, what I call it. So when I first come to a weigh, I'll stand back and have a look. Sometimes I'll throw a tape on the front net and rear, but usually I can see what's going to happen. And this thing, the travel height is, perfect travel height is 600 millimeters. So that's from the ground to the drawbar.
Okay.
So I established that. So if you ever change a hitch or change car or anything like that, you know that your travel height is going to be 600.
Okay, perfect.
Total weight, 300.
And you guessed that?
I was pretty good at that one.
Yeah. You must have worked at Coles with me in the deli when we were weighing meat on the bloody scales.
They're good at that.
Oh, well, I used to do it.
Yeah, did you really?
I wasn't as good as you, but I must add,
yeah,
you trumped me, so.
Yeah, but you're in grams.
Yeah, that's right.
Kilos.
Yeah.
So the total weight, 300 kilo, which is a good result. Now the percentage of ATM, which a lot of people talk about on Facebook and in other areas, your percentage ATM is 8.08%. Now a lot of people say that it should be 10%. Well, I think that's a little bit of nonsense. The first question I ask anybody is when I do a weigh is, how does the van tow? So Keelan told me it tows, the other one tows beautifully, and this one would tow beautifully even if it's 8%. I've towed vans at 6%, even Keelan mentioned I've towed vans at 6%, 14%, 12%, and they tow beautifully. So if they tow beautifully, the towable weight's right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about the percentage.
Would you say that the fallacy in that statement that people say around 10% is based off old suspension, old Caravan builds, and that's like a 90s, 2000s sort of regulation? Because now obviously we've got airbags and the trailing arms have changed a long way since then.
Absolutely.
And that all has to factor into this new age.
Yeah, it's from the 70s, I think.
Okay.
The early 70s. I think an old man was sitting in a caravan park and thought 10%'s a nice easy figure.
Funny you say that. I make up rules for 12-volt stuff, 2-to-1 ratios. I always come up with rules regarding that sort of stuff, so I can see how that 10% come about.
Yeah, I mean, in nearly 5 years of weighing, I can't find out the science to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to.
If you know the science, let us know in the comments below. But
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but from experience, I've only been towing caravans for 5 years.
Yep.
You've been weighing them for 5 years. You've done 3,000.
Yep.
And not, like I said, I've towed vans at 12%, 6%. But to be honest, I think it's a lot to do with where they place furniture and the balancing side of things rather than the ball weight these days.
Yeah, I'll go through the balance. When
Sweet.
we get there. So towable weight, fantastic. Percentage, well, I don't know. I'll give it a tick. We're onto the Superduty. These have got amazing figures. Most of you would have seen them. So this one, we weighed this one with the results here with the van on, and with Sarah and Keelan in the car. So what we came up with is ATM. We've got 1,265 kilo available in that Superduty.
Yeah, so just to reinforce that point, there's how much? 1,500 kilos.
1265.
Wow.
That's a world record.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Baxter record anyway.
Yeah, that's what this Superduty is going to be known for, guys. That's why the hype is real around this vehicle. That's why it's an unprecedented amount of energy around this car, is because of that payload. Now, like I said, at the end we're going to simulate 4.5 ton. Obviously we were only at 3.7, I think you said, Ted.
3.715, yeah.
We're going to bump that to 4.5 for the sake of giving you guys the actual amount of kilos with 2 people in the car.
Yeah.
How much stuff you can add to that.
Yeah. I mean, filling the van with, loading the van with payload is not going to make much difference to the towable weight. It will a little, unless you're throwing everything forward.
Yeah.
So the actual weight of the Ranger with the van fully loaded is not going to change that much.
No.
It's what you're going to put in the Ranger, of course.
Okay.
That's going to make a difference to the weight.
Okay, sweet. And what would you say the Ranger was without the tow ball weight on it, just the Ranger itself?
Well, the Ranger was about 3,265 or something it was, somewhere around there.
And that's with the tray, obviously, me and Sarah in the vehicle.
Yeah.
I think I had a few bags of clothes and the PS2000 in the back that weighs a little bit, the battery, and that's about it. So, minimal amount of stuff.
Yeah.
If you have 2 big German Shepherds or dogs or whatever, people, I'm sure you see a lot of crazy stuff going in the back of cars, but a lot of room to move there, guys, which is a great outcome.
Yeah, we had a look under the Ranger, and gee whiz, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
God,
the diff and the chassis and crazy.
It's got more bolts and nuts than Bunnings.
I would say so.
Yeah, very, very impressive. That chassis is very impressive.
Yeah.
Good. So 1265 for the Ranger.
Beautiful.
World record. Well, there's nothing like the Ranger. The 2500 American truck is about comparable.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Longevity. No. Yeah. And this is the first Superduty to be weighed in Australia on a professional set of weighing scales.
Yeah.
So congrats, Mark. He's got the title. First Superduty.
Okay, brake towing capacity. Essentially, how well will the Ranger stop this van if a big black bull stepped out in front of you? 785 kilo.
Okay.
Under brake tow. Perfect.
Yep, so it's going to pull up.
Brake toe for the Ranger, 4.5.
Yeah.
Massive.
Sweet.
Pretty impressive vehicle, I would think. People talk about the lack of kilowatts, but I think it's got more torque, I think, than the normal one, has it?
It's got the same amount of torque, but
Yeah.
it's coming in earlier in the rev range.
Okay, then,
it's
so
a different tune.
pull.
And you can actually hear it and feel it too. Like if you drive it, when you put your foot down, I've driven a heap of normal next-gen Rangers, and this seems like the turbo's spooling really early, so they've obviously done something there. I'm no expert, but yeah, that's what it feels
I'm
like.
no expert either. And gross combined, if you didn't have the Ranger Super Duty and you had this van up, you'd be exceeding your brake toe and you'd be exceeding your gross combined. This one, 1350 under.
Okay.
Gross combined of 8,000.
Sweet. And to put that into simpler terms for those out there, normal Ranger, you'd be well over. Super Duty Ranger, well under.
Yeah, absolutely.
1300. That's a crazy amount of weight.
Yep.
Sweet.
Okay, then. We're going to go to the axle balances. Front axle of the Ranger, 1381. Okay. I have got a lot of experience with the Super Duty, but generally we like them around about the 1350 mark.
Okay.
So I'm sure that's okay.
Yep.
Rear axle, well under the 2800 at 1854.
Okay.
So
It's
we've
good to
got
know.
a huge amount of rear axle.
Let's say that ball weight bumped to 450
Yeah.
instead of 300. You add another 150.
Yeah, it was still under. Some of the weight will drag off the front again
Okay.
and make the front a little bit lighter. And I'm not sure with the chassis, you might need to have a look at what the front axle's doing as far as light,
Yeah.
steering stuff.
Pulling it up a
Yeah,
bit.
you
Okay.
might have to chuck a bull bar and a winch and all those things you
Yeah,
enjoy.
that's right.
Yeah.
But just in on paper,
Yeah.
another 150, we're still sweet if you did have it at max 450.
Oh,
ball
absolutely.
weight.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Way. That'll drag us a little bit more off, but
Yeah.
it should be okay. But
Okay,
yeah,
sweet.
you would want to look at that front axle weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Light steering.
Yeah. Light steering, light braking, profile of the vehicle needs to go like this.
Yeah.
Airbags,
We've all seen vehicles out there on the road that point upwards, guys.
V
and
shapes,
Yeah, no good.
hugely dangerous. Okay, the important thing that I do, I've mentioned before, I think in the video, is that I look at the axle balance. I think every person who knows their stuff, who are weighing, would look at the axle balance of the van. As I said before, we want those two axles to be pretty much the same. I start fooling around when it's more than 150 kilo.
Yeah.
I start fooling around with hitch height, pivoting the van.
Okay.
So this van, not your van of course, but this van at that travel height, when we first had a look at it, looked really good. Not unsurprising, we've come in at a 57 kilo difference between the front and the back axle.
And that's over 3.5 tons, so that is no mean feat.
Yeah, usually I've got to fool around for 15-20 minutes
Okay.
to get that balance by pivoting the van, changing the hitch height,
Yep.
airbags,
Yep.
weight distribution hitch.
So there you go, guys.
57 kilos, perfect.
Sweet. And the guts in that statement there from Mark is, like we said about ball weight, a lot of people fixate on the ball weight, but you're saying through your experience is like the most important thing is the balancing of the van, where you put certain furniture, where you're stacking weight, where you even have empty compartments of leaderage of space where you can put things, because that comes down to making the van tow really nice.
Yeah, you would hope that off the factory floor they've done engineering.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned that Urban have a couple of engineers that are looking at placing furniture and all that sort of stuff, placing where the rear axle, where the axles are, the independent axles, all that sort of stuff, which counts.
And Mark, actually, the reason we've got onto Mark and like got him on the videos today is because he actually weighed the first SKT van signature series that came out of other caravans here last week.
Number 40.
And you loved it, didn't you? You wrote up a bit of an article on it on Facebook.
Yeah, I did. I got a bit of blowback about some people, have ideas about weights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you get it all the time. But
Yeah.
I thought at the time it was the most impressive van that I'd seen. When I was in the car park, it rolled into the car park, and I thought, oh, what the hell? Look at that. So it just looked different.
Yeah.
And I did notice the nose cone. I certainly noticed all the stuff on the back.
Yeah.
But after seeing the video and you explaining the nose cone, I thought, okay, that was the difference. It just it was a big van.
Yeah. It's bigger than people think it is, I
big
think.
mass.
Yeah.
Very, very high, but impressive.
And the balancing of it come up really good, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's happening? That nose cone is there's a fair bit on the back of them.
Yeah.
Right. And these people didn't have any jerry cans, but there's a fair whack there that's been put on by Urban. But the good thing is that the nose cone balances out.
Okay.
That rear.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no excess weight on that rear axle. You would think there would be.
Yeah.
After weighing so many vans that I've had, I thought, oh, this is going to be heavy on the rear.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nose cone. So.
And when we designed it too, Urban actually said no. It took so long to design that van purely because they have them engineers saying, no, you can't put that there.
Yeah.
We wanted to put something there. They say no because it's going to tow like crap, and that's why they all come out balanced. Is because someone's job is to say no.
Yeah.
And if we had it got our way, we probably wouldn't be sitting here saying that the van is as balanced as it probably is. So very important to balance your vans, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if the person weighing your van is not balancing your van, I saw a report a couple of weeks ago, a person sent it to me, they weren't satisfied, and they had 497 kilo on the front axle.
Yeah.
And the guy weighing didn't do anything about it.
Okay.
Well, that's wrong. You should fix it. If he knows enough, he should be tilting that van.
Yeah.
Moving some weight back.
Yeah, sweet.
Otherwise, potential sway.
Yeah.
And the final thing, people get confused, so I'm going to spend a little time on this. The left-hand side of this van is 1811 kilo. The right-hand side is 1604 kilo. Now, people think they should be balanced. Now, this one's a bit odd because I'm looking now. You've got the kitchen on the left, and it's on the right. Your fridge is on the right. Generally, the manufacturers want to make them around 150 kilo heavier on the right-hand side, simply for the road camber.
Okay.
So the right-hand side settles.
Okay.
And they travel level. What you'll get in this van is a little bit of tyre wear, a little bit of bearing wear on the left-hand side.
Okay.
Particularly over east where they're road campers. You'll be
Yeah.
over east, they're more pronounced. But don't start moving cans of baked beans and stuff to the right-hand side. Just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
It won't change the towing performance. You'll just get that. It's a little bit heavier on the left, so a little bit more tyre wear, a little bit more bearing wear.
Okay,
but
sweet.
nothing to worry about.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So
good result.
Apart from that, look, great result. I mean, we sort of came here cold, didn't we?
Yeah.
Not knowing what the van was going to be, not knowing what the Super Duty was going to do.
Yeah.
And everything's turned out beautifully.
Yeah, and the main thing from this video is that Super Duty guy showing you guys what it looks like with this van on the back of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're about to jump into the 4.5 ton stuff soon. But one thing I wanted to milk Mark on, that didn't sound very good, but one thing I wanted to get out of Mark today is we're in the presence of someone that's seen 3,000 of these things. What would be the biggest misconception that you see on the road with weighing and people getting stuff wrong? What would be the number one thing that you see that you could sort of
I would think that, I mean, most people I weigh, they talk about caravans with this profile, and you see heaps of them on the road that haven't been weighed. If they're like that, they've got no weight on the front axle,
okay,
all the weight on the rear axle, all the weight on the front axle of the van, and they're downright dangerous.
okay,
So if you ever get stopped, they'll stop you if you look like this. They'll spot you from ages away. They'll stop you and they'll do their best to get you off the road
okay,
because you're a danger to others,
okay,
and that's the thing.
yeah.
You mentioned before, what's the worst result you've ever had?
Yeah, wait a second.
Okay, all right, yeah, right.
No. This is a funny one because I said to Mark, I want you to think about this question I'm about to ask you is what's the worst result? And then he started telling me and I said, nope, I don't want to hear this one.
Yeah.
Because what was the vehicle?
The ubiquitous 200 series Land Cruiser.
Oh, someone's let us down in the 200 community. What happened?
Yeah, unfortunately the 200 series, I was sending my weight reports to Toyota Research Australia prior to the 300 coming out. And I was weighing around about 40 Land Cruisers a month.
Far out.
34 to 36 were failing.
Yeah, that's crazy,
So
eh?
a GVM rear axle.
Yeah.
The world record weigh I've had was an LC 200, an elderly guy. He wasn't going to do anything about it.
Yeah,
I
didn't
feel
give a fuck.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he was 650 kilo over his GVM,
Far out.
and he was 448 kilo over his rear axle.
Yeah, so he would have been loaded up around 4 ton before he even hook anything up.
I said to him that you should be driving this. You should be towing. Yeah, I had the van on it. That's why the rear axle was 450.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take much to load up a Cruiser's 1950 rear axle.
No.
Generally, I'll just quickly with a 3.5 ton van on a Cruiser, you've got about 57 kilo available over that rear axle.
Okay.
So most Cruisers need an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got
great tow vehicle. They can tow 4.5 ton.
Yeah.
No one talks about it, but
No.
they can.
Yeah.
But the payload and the rear axle is a bit short on. So
Okay.
GVM every time.
Yeah. We've got a 4015 in Leroy, our car.
Yeah.
And you were saying we were fine on GVM. Obviously, we're 500 kilos under on GVM.
Yep. You're fine on GVM.
We are fine in the van as well, our brake towing capacity. But we would be right on the limits with our GCM, and that's the reason why we haven't gone long range fuel tank, which is behind the axle. That's why we haven't done side steps.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't done certain mods where we have seen people with, whether it's Y62s, 200 series, anything that's 3.5 toe out of the package, out of the box. A lot of the time they don't have much payload left in their GVMs, and they've just gone to ARB, thrown the whole catalogue at it, and then they still want to tow that 3.5 ton, and they're the ones that are probably over when they haven't done the GVM upgrade or the GCM. So that is one thing people out there need to sort of realise is GCM, we are right on the limits.
Yeah. At the present time, we had a discussion that that you can't you can do the GVM on the 200, but you don't get the GCM.
Yeah, post regos.
So a lot of people get 500 kilo extra,
yeah,
but no extra GCM, and they'll blow that out.
Yeah.
The 300 series, you can do a post-pre GVM with a levels kit, the only kit available at the moment. The 200 series, hopefully not far away.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
And one last thing before you take off is, what do you think of the Super Duty? Do you think it's going to be able to tow 4.5 ton?
I'm no technician, no mechanic or anything like that, but I have read about increased torque or the same torque, all this sort of stuff. Not torque as TOK, torque as in motor torque, engine torque. I don't know. I guess the jury's out. I really. You've probably got the same doubt. We don't know, do we?
Well, I'm a skeptic because we towed 3.5 ton with that drivetrain.
Yeah.
And I can say that it feels like I'm revving the guts out of it. Yeah. So today is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Once you leave, I'm going to go to the guys at ABRA in the workshop. I'm going to get every single weight that I can get. I'm going to weigh it. I'm going to stack it in the van where it doesn't destroy the van.
Yeah.
And we're going to really test this thing today. So it's going to be very interesting. So.
Yeah, the jury's out, isn't it?
Yeah, the jury is out.
If I was buying one, I'd be waiting.
Yeah.
If I was towing a van.
Okay.
Just to get a sense of what's happening with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From first impressions, the chassis I think is beautiful. It's going to do it. But like I said, the drivetrain is where I'm a skeptic. So it's going to be very interesting to see it. But guys, if you do want to get weighed and you're in WA, Mark is your man. Mobile Vehicle Weighing WA. If you let him know we send you, he might even sweeten up the deal for you.
Yeah, I will.
Mark's got an interesting story. He doesn't have to do weighing at all, but he does this because it's his passion. And like he said, he cares about getting people right and spending the time.
Safety first.
Yeah, so he spends the time with you. He does go above and beyond to get all your levels and your distribution right. Yeah. And your percentages right to make sure you are safe on the road, where maybe some other people sort of get in and get out, where Mark will spend the time with you and really educate people.
Yeah, sometimes 2 hours for new people. I like weighing people that are new to caravanning because it's educational. So I enjoy doing that. But you know what, I come from a safety first aspect, and the compliance is up to the owner.
Appreciate it, Mark. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, no, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, great.
Thanks, Sarah.
And what a natural on camera, guys.
Oh, yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, we're calling him. So anyway, drop us in the comments below if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next one.